So welcome back. Welcome back, Elaine, to the Zoom room for today's quite short session. We're not going to spend a lot of time on this because I've got a flyer tonight, so we'll just do 45 minutes or so. So let's dive into our daily quote. There's an email. Let me share my screen with you. Okay, so you can read that headline quote.
You know you have made the right decision when there is peace in your heart. Very true. Very true.
Yeah, it's a great quote. It's actually by a local businessman, a South African businessman who I've met. But it's a very deep spiritual insight actually, which is why I shared it. Because it gives you extremely practical guidance on how you can determine whether you're listening to the right or the wrong voice. All you need to do is ask yourself if your decision leads to a feeling of peace in your heart or not. It's that simple. Am I at peace? And if I'm not, then there's a problem. So the word decide is derived from the Latin words decidere. That means to cut. So when you decide, you choose to cut away other options. If this sounds familiar, it's because it's the very heart of the forgiveness or letting go process you've been studying and practicing over the last year. So radical forgiveness or letting go cuts away or discards one option, leaving the other one in your mind to guide you in life. And as Yeshua tells us repeatedly in A Course in Miracles, there are only ever two options, no matter how many there may seem to be in any situation. First option is to listen to your true self, or in Course in Miracles terms, to Christ, that knows its source is perfect love and helps you reinterpret all situations from this perspective of perfect love or oneness, to what Yeshua calls the Holy Spirit. We call in our alternative language the remembrance of perfect love. So option one, true self. Second option is to listen to what Yeshua calls the ego or separate self that believes separation is the foundation of its existence and judges everything it experiences from this perspective. And so the teaching in A Course in Miracles is really very simple. Let go of your belief in separation in whatever ways that shows up in your thoughts and emotions. And what remains will be a clear, loving state of mind in which your true self will be inspiring all your thoughts, feelings, perceptions, and resulting decisions. And his promise is that these will bring you into a state of peace that is ultimately unshakable. When you have fully let go of your belief in separation and listen only to the guidance of your true self. Therefore, failure to let go is really the decision to hold on to your belief in separation and the separate self concept that is invented to replace your true self. If you do this, it'll disturb your peace because you now have an inner conflict between two apparently opposite selves that will always tell you to do completely opposing things. So how do I tell the difference between these selves and what they're advising me to do? You may be wondering to yourself. Answer is simple. By the degree of peace you feel when you've made any decision, as Yeshua tells us clearly in today's final workbook lesson. So if you can read that lesson, let's dive into it. Just going to record this. So this is lesson 362. And if you can read it in the original and the alternative version, that would be great.
This holy instant would I give to you, be you in charge, for I would follow you, certain that your direction gives me peace. I am wholly aware now of every moment. I allow my true self to be in charge, and I follow only its guidance, knowing that it brings me peace.
Hmm. So what he's really saying is that every moment, moment by moment, I'm in this whole awareness, and I allow my true self to be in charge. I follow only its guidance, knowing that this brings me peace. And so this lesson is all about guidance, which is where he leaves us. It's the final lesson, which he leaves us with and says, just practice this lesson. This is the final outcome of the course. It's not revelation, because he's saying that will happen in time. It's to live in a surrendered, guided way, where the true self is in charge. You're listening to guidance, and you're at peace, no matter what seems to happen in this crazy world. Okay, and then he expands on it. Says, you want to read that in the original and the alternative?
Yeah. And if I need a word to help me, he will give it to me. The remembrance of perfect love will give me the words I need to help me. If I need a thought, that will he also give. It will also give me a thought whenever I need one. And if I need but stillness and a tranquil open mind, these are the gifts I will receive of him. And if I need only stillness and a tranquil open mind, these are the gifts I will receive from it. He is in charge by my request. It is in charge by my request. And he will hear and answer me, because he speaks for God, my Father, and his Holy Son. And it will hear and answer me, because it speaks for pure formless awareness of perfect love, my source, and its innocent extension.
Then from the top in the alternative.
The remembrance of perfect love will give me the words I need to help me. It will also give me a thought whenever I need one. And if I need only stillness and a tranquil open mind, these are the gifts I will receive from it. It is in charge by my request, and it will hear and answer me, because it speaks for pure formless awareness of perfect love, my source, and its innocent extension.
Oh, so thoughts on that? What's he saying, really?
Well, eventually we'll be able to extend this guidance, or we'll receive this guidance by our own. Once we remember this perfect love, the words will no longer be needed. As you know, while we've got a still and tranquil open mind, this is then when it will be received. And we are in charge by our request.
It is in charge. So the Holy Spirit, remembrance of perfect love, in charge by my request. So there's no coercion. It's you've surrendered, said, okay, not my will, but thy will, because this power is so much greater than yours. You realize it. The more you use it, the more you realize, well, my ego has no chance of ever matching those kinds of miracles, and pretty extraordinary things that can manifest from the power of spirit. And so you willingly surrender. This is what it means to give your life to God, or to surrender to God. You let go of your own self-control. Saying, I'm not in control. I don't want to be in control. I don't want to be in charge, because I know that I'm very limited, and my little ego is in charge. It doesn't work well. But if I can completely surrender, then it's that's what we should do. And so he leaves us in the charge of the Holy Spirit, in the remembrance of perfect love here, and says this is the final lesson repeated 5 times, because this is what you're going to live. This is your new reality. This is living in an enlightened way. This is being in the world but not of the world. And the rest will happen in time. revelation, pure formless awareness, transcending into the kingdom of heaven. That's, if you do this and you live this way, that will all come. God will take the final step, but your task is to stay in this surrendered state and not vary from that, not equivocate. And that's what the mind training is designed to teach you. So a powerful, very simple lesson, but very powerful. Just very short, not a lot of words. Same way, you'll give me the words. If I need words, then I'll give me words. If I need a thought, you'll give me a thought. If I need just stillness and a tranquil, open mind, these are the gifts I will receive. And it is in charge. It will give me whatever I need when I need it. And it speaks for the ultimate truth of pure formless awareness of perfect love, which is my source, and its innocent extension, which is me. And it merges us into, the more I live this way, this is what we call a flow state. The more I live in a flow state, the more likely it is that I'm going to find this merging of the Father and the Son, pure formless awareness of perfect love, my source and its innocent extension.
Mm.
So this takes us into that mystical merging state of pure awareness. Okay, so any other thoughts on this lesson?
Yeah, no, it's a very nice lesson, yeah. It's just
Yeah.
taking that faith and letting him take the final step, and he'll, yeah, very comforting.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's have a look then. We've got a little poem. It's not very long, so we'll read that and we'll do a meditation on both the lesson poem to finish. So the poem is another poem from Helen Schucman, which is called Requiem. So these poems she wrote herself as her kind of expression, understanding of the Course. They weren't transmitted or channeled. They weren't written by Jesus or Yeshua, in other words. Okay, so read it in the we can read it in the original and then into the alternative as well. Okay, so you can read the poem Requiem from the top, Elaine, in the original, and then I'll flip it down to the alternative and discuss it briefly. If there's anything comes to mind in any line, you can stop and discuss it briefly.
Yeah. His child to wander along without a home.
No, you came, but for a while.
Can't see it.
Really? Okay. That better?
Yeah.
You came, but for a while.
Ah, there we go. Yes, I can see it now. You came for a while. When Jesus called you, were content to go. For who would stay to watch the dreary cycle of the nights turning coldly grey with each return of day? Mm.
Yeah, just talking about the continuum of time and the cycle of time, day and night, and
yeah,
and how dreary it is from one day to another.
Yeah,
can be.
His child to wander along without a home.
You skipped a line.
I see it.
This world is not your home.
Can't see it.
Okay. This world is not your home?
No. Oh, there we go. Right, I've got it now. Yes. Right, sorry, yes. This world was not your home. Would God allow his child to wander along without a home, which he himself makes bright? Your tired eyes close gratefully when he at last said, "Come." You have forgot, excuse me, all this, all thoughts that hurt, all sorrow, all regret have ceased to be in your remembrance. He who called to you has loosened all your chains and set you free. Because I love you, I would have you go. Because I love him, I can scarcely weep. Because he loves you, glory goes with you, and in that glory you but seem to sleep. He came in mercy. Let me give him thanks. You stayed with us until you saw him smile and tell you it is finished. He will come for me that way in just a little while. It is for this I wait in certainty that he who made the stars will not forget. I will be glad to see him smile at me, or if you choose to wait a little yet.
Yeah, quite beautiful. So read it in the alternative. I've just put in the translations, our normal
Yeah,
LG translations, and see if
yeah.
anything else
I
comes up.
I came for a while when Yeshua called. I was content to go, for who would stay to watch the dreary cycle of the nights turn coldly grey with each return of day? This world was never my home. Would perfect love allow its extension to wander along without a home, which it itself makes bright? My tired eyes closed gratefully when he at last said, "Come." I have forgotten all this, all thoughts that hurt, all sorrow, all regret have ceased to be in my remembrance. It which called to me has loosened all my chains and set me free. Because Yeshua loves me, he wants me to go. Because I love him, I can scarcely weep. Because he loves me, he wants me to go. Because I love him, oh yeah. Because he loves
Glory
me,
goes
glory
because he
goes with,
loves me. Glory goes.
and that glory you but seem to sleep. He came in mercy. Let me give him thanks. He stayed with us until he saw him smile and tell me it's finished. He will come for me uh, he will come for me that way in just a little while. It is for this I wait, in certainty that my source, which transcends the stars, will not forget. I will be glad to see him smile at me, or if he choose to wait a little yet.
Oh, beautiful poem. So what's he saying?
Well, really, it's a way out of this grey, miserable existence that we live and return
Yeah,
back to our
Yeshua's
civic love.
called us. Yeshua's called us to awaken. He hasn't
Yeah,
forgotten it. And so let's give him thanks. And then the ending's quite nice. I will be glad to see him smile at me, or if he choose to wait a little yet. So okay, I'm patient. I'm not expecting fireworks and instant enlightenment. I'm patient with this. I'll just wait a little yet. Very nice poem. So shall we do a meditation to
have you got time?
yeah, I've got 20 minutes.
Okay, yeah.
So let's do a med on the lesson, and we might incorporate this as well. Okay. So
Yeah.
just change this. Making yourself comfortable. Yeah. Okay, so just making yourself comfortable, sitting with your feet shoulder width apart, back straight. Up your hands in your lap, close your eyes. I'm going to start off by taking a nice deep breath in through the nose. So breathing in, noticing how the stomach rises and the chest rises. Subtle flow of air in through the nostrils. Pausing at the top of the inhale. Clench your sphincter muscle to lock the energy in. Draw the energy up the spine into your heart center. You can put one hand on your heart to connect with your heart space. Draw the energy up into the crown of your head. Just pausing at the top of the inhale. So let's say maximal inhale breath. Scan your mind. Noticing thoughts, emotions, related body sensations going on. Particularly anything that feels negative, limiting, contracted, constricting in any way. Breathe into that. So let's say the maximal inhale breath. Pausing at the top of the inhale. Scan your mind. Notice any thoughts, emotions, related body sensations going on. Particularly anything that feels at all negative, limiting, contracted, constricting, and just remind yourself of today's lesson that I'm wholly aware now at every moment. Breathe that whole awareness in. So I allow my true self to be in charge. I follow only its guidance, knowing that it brings me peace. And breathe peace into every pore, every cell, every muscle of your body, every part of your mind, every fiber of your being. See in peace, a deep, connected peace. Peace that surpasses all understanding. It's been called by the Apostle Paul in the Bible. And if you need words to help you, then they'll be given to you by the remembrance of perfect love. Say that. The remembrance of perfect love will give me the words I need to help me. And exhale. Each exhale just sinking deeper and deeper into this peace. Breathing in again. Will also give me a thought whenever I need one. Repeat that. Also give me a thought whenever I need one. And if I need only stillness and a tranquil, open mind, these are the gifts I'll receive from it. And exhale on the truth of that. And this is where true gratitude is warranted for the gifts of peace and love and joy and the guidance we receive. So it is in charge by my request. Breathe in, just acknowledge that, feel it in your heart, in the depths of your being. You're surrendering to God. That's what this process is designed to help you do. It is in charge by my request. Breathing in, And it will hear and answer me because it speaks for pure formless awareness of perfect love, my source. And its innocent extension, which is me. So exhale the truth of that, blowing out any resistance to that statement and just surrendering into the deep peace that comes when you let go and you let God, as the saying goes. And so now just breathing in and out through your nose. Breathing in, through the nose, breathing out. Stomach rise and stomach falls. Just observe the breath. And you're going to just listen to these words from the alternative version of this poem called Requiem by Aaron Shakman. And just feel into them, really. There's nowhere else to go, nothing else to do. Just breathe, relax, be still as you listen to these words. And you can repeat them if you like after me in the first person. Breathing in, so I came but for a while. When Yeshua called, I was content to go. Breathing in again. For who would stay to watch the dreary cycle of the nights turn coldly grey with each return of day? Saying who would stay in this endless cycle of night and day and night, and this goes on interminably. So this world was never my home. Breathe in on that. So the nose. Would perfect love allow its extension to wander long without a home, which it itself makes bright? It's a good question, so just ponder them. Are you capable of just wandering lost in an illusion forever without perfect love bringing you home? And he's saying, no. My tired eyes closed gratefully when at last he said, come with me, follow me home. Going in again. So I had forgotten all this. All thoughts that hurt, all sorrow or regret ceased to be in my remembrance. Yet which called to me has loosened all my chains and set me free. And so breathe in this freedom. Feel like all these chains, these false beliefs are not true or not real. You can let them go quite safely. You're not losing anything of any real value. They just held you in bondage. So exhale. Have a sense of releasing that, whatever the chains are that you put yourself in, various limiting thought forms, emotions, false ideas, beliefs, dogmas. Just blow them away with the breeze of your breath. Breathing in again. Because Yeshua loves me. He wants me to go. Because I love him, I can scarcely weep. Because he loves me, glory goes with me. And in that glory, I but seem to sleep. So feel that in a state of glory or magnificence. And awaken to that. That's the spiritual journey, to your awakening to your spiritual glory. Transcends all limited states in your sleep. And so he came in mercy or unconditional love. Came into your life, brought you this course. So let me give him thanks. This is the true thanks, the true gratitude we discussed earlier, expression session. Let me give him thanks. He stayed with us until I saw him smile. And tell me it is finished. He will come for me that way in just a little while. So feel the comfort of that. You're helped, you're healed, you're saved, you're freed right now. There's this incredible presence of love that you can call the Christ, the Holy Spirit. You can attach it to a person like Yeshua. It doesn't really matter. It's this unconditionally loving presence that is there right now. And so it is for this I wait in certainty. Tell yourself that my source, which transcends the stars, will not forget. It's for this I wait in certainty, that my source, which transcends the stars, will not forget. So you have not been forgotten, ever. Even in your darkest hour, the greatest trials of your life, you're not forgotten. This grace of love is still there, beckoning you, saying, just invite me into your heart. Listen to me again, because I will help you through this trial, out of this pain and suffering and misery, whatever else you're experiencing, and into the kingdom of heaven, which is your own pure formless awareness of perfect love. So I will be glad to see him smile at me. This is Yeshua, our teacher. I'll be glad to see him smile at me. Or if he choose to wait a little yet. So patience, can be patient. And so in the spirit of gratitude, thankfulness, and patience, just breathe in and out through your nose, watching your breath. Surrender into stillness for a couple of minutes of deep silence. Nowhere else to go, nothing else to do. Just breathe, relax, and be still. Surrender into the stillness, silence, peace. Allow yourself to experience this deep peace that these words point to for a couple of minutes of deep silence. So just gently coming back now. Into an awareness of your body and the breath, senses and the world. And on the count of 3, you know, open your eyes. So 1, just breathing in. Seeing how the stomach rises and the chest rises, self-flow there through the nostrils. Pausing at the top of the inhale. Once again, scan your mind. Remind yourself of today's lesson, whatever's going on there. That I'm wholly aware now in every moment. I allow my true self to be in charge. And I follow only its guidance, knowing that it brings me peace. And exhale on the count of 2. Just blowing out any sticky thoughts and emotions, letting them go, gone with the breeze of your breath, like dark clouds being blown away into the nothingness they really are. Notice how the air flows out, chest and the stomach suck back in. Pull the lower stomach into the groin. So on the count of 2, notice the weight of your body pressing down into the chair, your feet touching the ground. Noticing what you're feeling, your hands touching, maybe there's a subtle taste in your mouth, a smell in your nose, notice that, notice what you're hearing in the surrounding environment. Just notice all these things from this very still, calm, and surrendered state of mind without illusions, where only the truth is true. Breathe in that truth, embrace that truth. Anchor the state in, so you stay in this calm, flowing, peaceful state the rest of the afternoon and evening, and on into the weekend ahead, no matter what seems to be happening for you. So it is said, so it is done. You can use today's lesson just to remind you of that fact. If you need to listen to a short breath break or one of the longer meditations to top you up. So now on the count of 3, open your eyes. Just take a minute to look around, observing the various objects in the room. Pick any object and notice really your state of mind is the same. There's this deep peace. Whatever object you look at, so look at another one, just randomly selected. Don't make any attempt to select anything or avoid anything. Notice that peace is the same. You can close your eyes briefly, notice that peace. Internal, it's there, whether your eyes are closed or open, and open your eyes again, look at another object. Do that for maybe half a dozen objects, just for a few seconds at a time. And notice that really your inner state hasn't changed at all. And so you are confirming that this state of mind is always there. This true awareness, which comes from your true self, is always there. The peace that it brings is always there, irrespective of whatever happens in the dream world. That is a very powerful lesson to learn. That's what the whole point of the course is. So that brings us to the end of the meditation and today's session. So thank you, Elaine.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, thank you for your thoughts as well on gratitude.
Gratitude, yeah, I hope that helped.
It did, yes,
So,
very much. Yeah.
No session tomorrow. I'll see you on Sunday evening. We're starting the course. So this was officially the last session of the program. So well done. It's been a journey, yeah, of the 1-year programs. Start again on Sunday with the Letting Go course. So join us at it'll be 6 p.m.
Right, that's great. Have a good journey back.
Oh yeah, and you said you have your thing, are you still doing that thing at 6 p.m.?
Well, if this is the first day, I'll do this one this week. Yeah, I'll just sort of
introduction.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, of course.
Yeah. Okay, I'll see you then.
Yeah.
All
Good
right.
journey. Okay. Namaste.
Thank you.
Bye.
Namaste.
Bye.
Thanks, Elaine.